It seems the new anti-rape law has done little to sensitize our politicians and the Indian system. A 23-year-old mentally challenged victim of rape was subjected to intense humiliation at a hospital in Mysore. She was made to lie naked on a hospital bed for 3 hours as she awaited a medical examination. The question we asked the Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah today is, what stops him from sacking the hospital staff in Mysore, which incidentally is his own assembly constituency?
For this 23-year-old mentally challenged victim of rape, the trauma seemed unending. When she reached the government-run Chelamvamba hospital in Mysore for the confirmatory rape test, the staff didn't even bother to cover the naked young woman's body. For full 3 hours, she waited to undergo a medical examination.
Sir, Women Commission has recommended action.
That I have to get the information.
Women Commission has recommended the action in that case. Women Commission has recommended the action in that case. Women Commission visited that place.
Whatever action is required, we will take.
ವೈದ್ಯರ ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೂಪರ್ಡೆಂಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಪ್ರಕರಣಗಳು ನಡೆದೇ ಇರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಸೂಪರ್ಡೆಂಟ್ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು. ಜಿಲ್ಲಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳ ಹತ್ರ ನಾನು ಅವರ ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ. 3 ಗಂಟೆಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಯಾವ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಹೆಣ್ಣುಮಗಳು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಕೆಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಲ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? ಇನ್ನು ಕುಟುಂಬ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಹಿಳಾ ಠಾಣೆಗಳು ಏನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿವೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ.
The hospital staff, violating every guideline and protocol laid down for the medical legal care for survivors of sexual violence. Every tenet of the standard operating procedure was breached.
We have already given a direct instruction after the Supreme Court order on the Nirbhaya case, and when we have gotten from the Central Health Department has given a guidelines, we immediately issued a doctor all district hospital. Considering this, you should take action immediately. And I have come to know today this irregularity has taken place. We put into an inquiry to that, and what it has come out in the press, and what if it is true, the action will be taken.
For over 180 seemingly unending minutes, the young girl lay on the hospital bed naked, humiliated by those who are duty-bound to help her in any and every way possible. To try and assuage her fear, put her at ease or seek a counselor's aid. Clearly, new laws and big promises change little, and the system remains unmoved by a young woman's plight. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
We can now go across to Rohini Swami, Deputy Editor South at Headlines Today, joining me from Bangalore. Also, child rights activist Padam Narayanan joining us from Chennai. Rohini, to take us up to speed on the Mysore developments, what has happened? Has any action been taken against the hospital where this kind of barbarism was exhibited, and whether anybody has been arrested?
Morning we were discussing that.
Rohini, I'm not sure if you can hear me. Any developments in the Mysore case? Has any... I'm told that Rohini can't hear me right now. Mr. Padam Narayanan, a case like this obviously displays the insensitivity of the administration, of the medical staff at that Mysore hospital. Now, would you say, looking at this entire thing from Chennai, where in Karnataka we have seen a number of such cases, is it the entirely a systemic fault, or would you say only specific individuals are to blame at this point in time?
No, there are systemic failures definitely there. In fact, Justice J.S. Verma committee, when it was given the task to look into all these issues, they brought out a failure of governance at every level, right from the top to the bottom, at police level, at the level of filing FIRs and all that, at individual families, at governance levels, everywhere, in courts, everywhere. The Justice J.S. Verma committee focused on governance failures. Apart from that, it also shows that the complex issues that the country is facing, the society is facing today, There are a lot of good things that happen because of technology, but because of technology, there are a lot of bad things are also happening. It shows that governance is a big challenge, and the politicians as well as the bureaucrats, everybody has to live up to the challenge. It's a very, very, very difficult situation that India is facing.
Right.
And we are talking about a demographic dividends. Now, India has a very young country where a lot of youngsters which are coming.
Mr. Narayanan, if I may request you to hold on to that thought for a moment, Mr. Narayanan. We will also go to the Bangalore story, where an important development that took place today was that the Parents Association actually submitted a list of about 40 demands to the police force, because they believe that this kind of a rape at that school in Bangalore, a very high profile school, was just waiting to happen. In fact, some of the excerpts from that charter of demands which was submitted to the new Bangalore police commissioner was that the school staff need to have their background checks, something which is not happening. They believe that security systems, including CCTV cameras, should be there in every area, accessible by students barring the restrooms. Deployment of male and female security around the campus to escort children if necessary. And finally, the bring back a functioning parent-teacher association. Shockingly, the school does not have a PTA in place. Rohini Swami, if you can hear me now, a very comprehensive charter of demands put forth by the association of parents there to the police force. Now, will this bring some kind of closure? Will they believe that if most of these demands are met, they can actually send their children back to this particular school? And this will also send a message to all the schools, not just in Bangalore, but cities across India, that they need to put these security measures in force.
Well, it's very sad that, like we have reported very clearly, that the school did not have a parents-teachers association. There are a lot of demands that the parents have put in terms of the safety and security of children, saying that the CCTV cameras were not working, they should be put in place. Basically, it shows that there has been a major problem in that school, that there's been a security breakdown in that school. And yes, in terms of bringing closure to this, the police are saying they are investigating and they will book the school management, if be it also under, they have also said that they will book this school management. They will also, there is another accused that has to be booked. That will also be done in a few days' time. The most important thing is Bangalore is outraged. People are outraged. It's not just about one school. It's not about just one parent or the parents of the school there. It's about parents all across, because they feel that their child is not secure in school.
Right.
When they sent their child to school, they thought that the child is safe. Let me speak. First, let me start off with the BJP spokesperson, Mr. Prakash. Sir, the point that is to be made here is in terms of what you all are saying from the BJP, there's a breakdown of the state machinery. What do you think should be done in terms of, as an opposition, as a constructive opposition, how would you think that the management now should be taken to task?
No, management should be held responsible for whatever the in the school premises. Actually, they should have installed CCTV cameras. Better security arrangements should have been in place. Unfortunately, none of the things were. Wake up. Government should ensure these measures are taken in every school, not only in the school, even the public place should. It not only in the schools, on the street. Yes. Several rape cases have been reported.
But sir, let me quickly ask you this question, like a quick answer from you. In the BJP government also we've seen such kind of cases. It's not that it's not happened when you all were in power.
It is happening in time. That when it happened in the BJP time, a Gunda Act was invoked. A strict action was taken. You should instill fear in the law. It's not happening.
Important point. Gunda Act should be brought into picture. The accused should be brought to book as a concerned parent. It upsets you. Your child, your daughter, your son, when they go to school, not secure. How do you think is the government taking it? Do you think they're tackling it correctly?
Well, a lot has been spoken on this issue earlier. So the government is not doing enough, clearly. When I send my daughter to school, I should be feeling that she is safe in the school. And that's clearly not happening, because this incident has clearly jolted the entire entire nation as such. So clearly the law should be enforced more strictly. The perpetrator should be booked, and it has to be done quickly, and the fear has to be put in the people who, give to such acts.
That's all the point. Fear of the law. But let me ask you, the Chief Minister of would you have anything to talk about? Yes, because that is the concern of the citizens, and we also are the voice of people. How do you look at the kind of reaction that the CM has given?
Because it's very saddening. that a responsible person, moreover than being the Chief Minister of Karnataka, he himself is a parent. So I guess that is one thing which baffles everyone, that he is coming out and making such a statement. Rightly pointed out, I guess it should not die out. It's something like, it should not just like a candle march has been done, a procession is carried out, then we do talk shows. It should not be stopped at that.
You should basically take care of the safety and security of citizens. But I'll quickly bring you in here. You're a concerned parent. Tell me, does your child, when he goes to school now, what will you kind of put up demands from the school management, even though your child does not study in the same school?
No, it's about everyone. Every parents have the same feeling. As of now, we see many of things happening in many schools. This Gunda Act implemented as of now. The Minister says. My question, another thing is, as a parent, I'm worried to allow anyone to school. Current situation.
Bring the Gunda Act into picture and book the accused. And more importantly, that is what we have heard from people, because the Gunda Act also does not allow the accused to get bail for 1 year so that the investigation can be done in a proper manner. Sudhir?
Right, Rohini. In fact, even as all this pressure was mounting on the Karnataka Chief Minister, what did Siddaramaiah actually say? In fact, when reporters asked him about his reaction on the developments in the Bangalore rape case, he asked the reporters if this is the only news story that they have in their kitty. Let's listen in to what the Karnataka Chief Minister had to say.
No, I must get...
On the Bangalore rape story,
Bangalore?
16
Rape. ಏನು ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ವಿಚಾರ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ? This is the only news you are having?
Okay. Mr. Narayanan, in this particular case of the school in Bangalore, it was also a combination of both rape, but before that there was the isolation punishment that was meted out to the 6-year-old child. Obviously our teachers are not just talking about the skating instructor who's an accused in this case, but even the teachers not really trained to actually deal with children, because obviously isolation punishment is not the kind of treatment that should be meted out to a class 1 student.
True. In fact, our Juvenile Justice Act and the rules talk about all this and how we should not have such kind of punishment. In fact, most of the schools don't have a suggestion box. They don't have a grievance redressal committee. There is no counseling available. Children have to be treated very, very sensitively, but that kind of training is not available to our teachers. And I want to make two important sane points. One is that repeatedly parents were agitated. They were talking about putting these culprits under Gunda's Act. It is not necessary to talk about Gunda's Act. Our POCSO Act is very powerful. Any sexual abuse, the accused can be put on non-bailable arrest.
Right.
And the onus of proving or not proving is only on the accused and not on the victim. So we don't have to talk about Gunda's Act.
Narayanan,
another thing is we were talking about another important point I want to tell is that when we talked about parent-teacher association meetings, I want to tell that parents queue up to schools for admission. But when it comes to parent-teacher association meetings, most of the schools, it's only a formality. Even if there is a, parents are agitating. But when it comes to parent-teacher association meetings, parents don't go to schools and participate. So society also has to change. The parents also have a responsibility to engage with school managements and see that there is a secure environment for their children.
Point taken, Mr. Narayanan. Briefly, you would say that the state government or any government has the responsibility to step in the moment they realize that a particular school is not being child-friendly, even going to the extent of cancelling its recognition. Do you think that kind of stringent measures should be put in place to ensure that schools do not become some kind of an education bazaar, unregulated?
Yes. Definitely that should be there. See, we have several acts today. We have lot of contemporary acts to protect the children. Our Right to Education Act is talking about free and compulsory education through neighborhood schools. Children need not travel to long distances. If they are accessible to parents, then it is a safe environment for them.
Right.
Why we are sending children far away schools by autos and vans and buses? Many things are wrong with the society, many things are wrong with our governance. All of us have to introspect. It is not only the government. It is easy to point out fingers at politicians, but society at large also has a responsibility. And it is sexual abuses are not happening at schools and outside. They are happening within homes. We don't have protection for victims. where sexual abuses are happening within families. There is no redressal. It is not coming out. What is coming out is only tip of the iceberg. Only 1%, 99% is not coming to the media. It is not being, at least now after all these awareness campaigns that have been happening in the last 2 years. Yes, please tell me.
Mr. Narayanan, you said that we as parents, civil society in general also has to take responsibility. But how do you react when a Karnataka Chief Minister, sitting in a position of authority, you expect more sensitivity from him, talks in a manner which actually goes completely to the contrary?
Sure, definitely. I could see that he has buckled under pressure. Under pressure, they shoot off their mouth. They should have acted, as I said it during the previous segment, they should have acted 1 week ahead. They should have been proactive. They slept on this issue. They allowed the agitation to boil over, and then under pressure they are talking like this. We have been seeing this not only in Karnataka, we have been seeing even West Bengal Chief Minister. We could see how Mamata Banerjee was insensitive and she was making a lot of comments. Almost all the states, governments are not acting proactively, and then when under media pressure they try to shoot off their mouth and they talk about things which are not at all related to the safety and security of children.
Right.
So we have several statutory bodies, they have to work, the child welfare committees, the State Commission and National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, the committee, home management committees in all the homes,
Mr. Narayanan,
school management
Swami, if I may
committees, all
come
these
to
have
you
to work.
now. Right, Mr. Narayanan. Rohini Swami, if I may come to you, the Karnataka Chief Minister, perhaps many would say, as Mr. Narayanan was indicating, buckled under pressure. Now, he has shunted out the Police Commissioner of Bangalore, also shunted out another top cop. His Department of Education has sent a letter across to this department. Yet, on the streets of Bangalore, do people think that this government of Karnataka is not acting enough?
Well, that's the question I need to ask concerned Bangalore. Let me start off here. As a concerned Bangalorean, do you think the government is not acting enough?
Well, I can't say that, but whatever they're doing is not enough, definitely.
Whatever they're doing is not enough. How do you also look at it?
Absolutely. Had it been enough, then there would be a solution to it. It's not only that what has happened, this is the first time. We just got an information, this is the 542nd case in Bangalore. So which is, then it answers.
Statistics speaks as a 500 plus cases. Do you also feel that they have not done enough?
Nothing. They haven't done anything.
Yes.
But I feel, as a person standing next to me say, that past 6 months, 542 cases have been done.
Yes.
Suddenly people have popped up. As before, Jaydev said, we don't want this protest or candle march, anything, but an action has to be taken.
Right. But let me also ask you, sir, the question I need to ask you is, you're from the BJP, sir, but also at the same time, as a parent, don't you think in the streets of Bangalore you feel unsafe, and do you think that the government machinery, be it across the board, be the opposition or the, for that matter, in power, should do something?
Certainly they have to do it. They should assure the safety and security of the citizens of Bangalore. Increase the patrolling, surveillance should be more. Home Minister should take this issue very seriously. He should not forget, Bangalore is his constituency. It is happening in Bangalore where he got elected. What is he doing? Who is protecting him? That's an important point. Suppose I say demand for his resignation, you say it is politicized. It's not politicized. He should act. If he cannot act, he should go the Raghavendra Auradkar way.
Well, if the government cannot act, then they should also be shunted, is exactly what he's saying here. Sudhir?
Rohini, thanks a lot for joining us from Bangalore. In fact, the news that is coming in now is that Mustafa, who was a skating instructor who was arrested by the Bangalore police, has been sent to police custody. He will be interrogated, and this is what the new Bangalore Commissioner, M.N. Reddy, had to say.
I visited the scene of crime in the school, went around the school, and I was guided by my team as to the circumstances of the incident. Then I had an opportunity to talk to the management, whoever is available, and also I spoke to some of the representatives of the teachers, parents. I held a detailed conversation with the parents, and the concerns the issues, the problems that they are facing, and we try to chalk out a way whereby those concerns, at least the basic concerns, can be addressed quickly.
Mr. Narayanan, obviously this is also an indication that many of the teachers who are there in our schools and different educational institutions aren't really trained to tackle the different behavioral aberrations among students. They really do not have the kind of psychological training, and really the B.Ed and the M.Ed trainings, degrees don't really count for much. Would you agree that the entire education system also needs a serious relook?
Yeah, it is very, very obvious. We all know that now our education system has to be completely refurbished. It is not up to the challenge that the society is facing. At every level, at school level, in terms of curriculum, what kind of teaching methodologies that we have to have for children, to the capacity building for teachers, then how parents have to be engaged in the upbringing, as well as in engaging with the school managements for ensuring a safe environment for children, as well as what kind of education that we are having. For example, we don't have importance for social sciences in our education system. And again, we see a lot of dropouts. You know, when 100 children enter a school, less than 10% goes to college. So what happens to all the dropouts? What happens to all the juveniles? What kind of rehabilitation measures that we have? What kind of vocational education? So entire system has to be refurbished. In fact, the 21st century India has a lot of challenges, and we are not up to the challenge. We are trying to search for answers, but we have to introspect, and we have to work as a nation. The nation building, children should be the most priority, top priority. Because
Mr. Narayanan, there you said it, the 21st century India has a lot of challenges, especially in the education sector, and whatever has been happening in Bangalore, in Karnataka over the last 1 week should be some kind of a game changer if we have to introduce many of those changes. Rohini Swami from Bangalore with all our guests, and also Padam Narayanan joining us from our Chennai studio. Thanks a lot for joining us on Headlines today.